When fate decides a troll must bow, Chieftain Narjak Firstborn told his cub, Akrug must carry the tribe now. Narjak has spoken. Slowly, Akrug looked up from the bloody mud. Akrug cannot. He is not ready. Narjak's gaze was like fog. Take care of them, cub. Them and him. Both. shield the tribe and shield Noag. Those were Chieftain Narjak's last words to his cub Akrog after a ballista bolt from the Tusk Hunters pierced right through his chest. Fabled warrior, leader of the Moonkin Trolls, last of the mythical firstborn, killed by elven poachers. It was not only Narjak's heart that Bolt impaled that day, but also that of the Moonkin tribe, weakened by the terrible blood rot plague and decimated by the hunters. They had long been struggling for survival. With their mighty chieftain gone, the last ray of hope still shining was Noag, Akrog's younger sibling who had inherited Narjak's legendary power. The chieftain's wish for Akrog to succeed him surprised many kin, but it surprised Akrog most of all. True, he was a strong and honorable warrior, but far from the Moonkin's best. All he had was the peculiar gift to hear the voices of the dead, and an iron will to do right by his sire's last words. Was he ready for this? He could not say. Yet when the tribe demands, a troll must bow. And so Akrog found himself giving his first command as a chieftain to be. The Moonkin would travel to Mugwa's cradle, a shrine guarded by the Bonekin Trolls, to perform the Devouring, the sacred ritual where the new chieftain consumed the old chieftain's heart to take up his role. This story begins the day the Bruised tribe arrived at the cradle, where Akrog, joined by his mentor Grungwar and his trusted one Zaska, ventured out to find a holy plant for the ritual, Mugwar's Tear. Little did Akrog know that the true trial of the Moonkin Trolls had just begun. No matter what the trolls may think of Chieftain Akrog, trust not the foul tusks who say he had everything given to him on a moon silver platter, all because his sire was chieftain before him. Oh no, little cubs. The hunger, the blood rot, the hunters. The Moonkin had become but a shadow, and in the span of a day, it became Akrog's calling to lead them back to Mugwa's light. The day he and his two companions went out to prepare Narjak's last rites would be but the beginning of his troubles.
Are these the ones?
Magwa's tears, the sacred plants, blessed by the goddess herself.
Pity she always cries in hard-to-reach places. It was a rotten pain to get here.
One blew Makrog to embalm the chieftain's corpse for the devouring. Harm not the others.
Akrog wants not to disrespect Mugwa, but why can they not pluck more? This is a brittlebone ruin. If the Moonkin pluck them not, someone else will.
Akrog speaks true, but still, the laws demand it. These blooms are gifts from Mugwa to the sacred earth, and the only time a troll can rip them from the soil is for the rites.
Akrog understands. Akrog remembers hearing that the Brittlebones use these blooms too, no? The sharp-eared ones.
The elves, it is true. They call them Lenya, and greedily tear them from the soil to use for their hexes. A typical lightling ways if Grungwar is asked. They think themselves so much holier than the dark races. But in the end, all they do is take, and take.
Akrog has a question. If the blooms are so powerful, perhaps they could help with the blood rot. Surely Mugwa would understand.
Akrog's sire said the same thing.
He said that? When?
Oh, hundreds of moons ago. Back when the blood rot first showed. Akrog was still a little cub and little Moonblood was not yet born. The eyes picked 3 blooms, and Shepherd Crumb brewed a potion from them. But it helped not. In truth, it only made the trolls that drank it worse.
Worse?
The hex power of the blooms is too strong, even for a troll's flesh.
All right.
And it is done. The bloom has been plucked.
Back to the cradle then? Before the big little oaf Noag goes mad with worry, thinking they tumbled off a cliff.
Akrog still thinks they should have taken Noag with them. It would have helped his dark thoughts.
Noag's gloom is the reason it would have been unwise to take him. Give him time to mourn. As the moon blood, and soon the same blood of the chieftain, he knows there will be little of that in the moons to come.
Grungwar speaks true. Let them march back. They have lost too much time already.
Wait, before they leave, Grungwar has an unusual wish. He would like to pluck a bloom for himself.
What for? The devouring?
No, it is... The Moonkin have been running for so long, Chieftain. Grungwar dreams that one day they will find a true home somewhere. A tribe camp to last, so to speak.
It is a beautiful idea, but what have Mugwa's tears to do with this?
Well, it may sound foolish, but Grungwar would like to hold on to that bloom and then plant it in the Moonkin's future tribe camp, like a totem of hope, to show how far the Moonkin have come. But the choice lies with Akrog. After all, it is against Mugwa's laws.
Why is Grungwar asking for Akrog's blessing? Akrog is not chieftain yet.
Yet, by the next sun-up, he will be.
Can the bloom survive that long?
It can. Forget not, Akrog. These are no normal blooms, but ones that brim with Mugwa's hex power. Grungwar will need to take good care of it, of course.
Believes Grungwar truly that this tribe camp will ever exist?
To speak the truth, he knows not. But to use Chieftain Narjik's words, when a troll must choose between hope and fear, why choose the latter?
So he can be prepared.
One can prepare for the worst, while still hope for the best. Fear only darkens the mind.
Fine. Grungwar can pick it.
Grungwar thanks the chieftain. He...
There, old fur. His precious little bloom.
Zaska should not have done that. The blooms are sacred.
Well, Zaska just did, and he still stands here, looking as good as ever. Now, how about they leave this place?
Fine. Back to the cradle, then.
from the start.
What?
Is Trusted One all right?
He is.
Closed. And that big stick could help.
And it is open. Strange.
Maybe Zaramak could learn a thing or two from these ruins.
Brittle bone craftsmanship never brings anything good. In that direction.
It is like the other one, but the stick is missing.
Let Akrog see.
This works not.
This looks interesting. What on Urgath is this? That should work.
What is that? Interesting.
Easy.
Let Grungwa take a closer look. What on Urgath is this?
Bugs.
The tribe must survive!
Dead.
Such a beast.
He is on his way.
What is that?
The Moonkin cannot go through here.
True. But there is a hex stone. If they can kindle the...
There they are. Trusted One, Nurbok One Eye. What is he doing here?
Looking for them. The Fat Bonekin chieftain was getting worried.
The tears were harder to find than they thought.
Cub Akrog, Nurbok will tell him one more time. The Moonkin should break off the devouring and move on. If they stay in this clearing for too long, the hunters will come for them.
Nurbok, they talked about this. The chieftain must be devoured, so Magwa can pass on his power to the chosen chieftain. Narjok would want...
What Narjok would want is for the tribe to survive. But Nurbok has said his piece. It is clear the tribe would rather listen to a fresh tusk cobbling who hears voices in the wind.
Nurbok knows that Akrog wanted not to be chieftain. His sire, Narjak, chose this.
In his dying moments, with a big brittlebone throwing spike through his chest, he either chose Akrog because dying made him confused, or simply because Akrog was his cub. Nurbok knows not what is more pathetic.
Nurbok, it was the chieftain's word.
That makes it no less wrong.
The eyes have not seen hunters for 6 sundowns now. Nurbok really believes they are in danger?
The tribe is always in danger, and they will never be safe. Not as long as the tusk hunters are out there. Not as long as the blood rot takes warrior after warrior and kills their cubs before they are born. Not as long as there is never enough to eat.
A true ray of sunshine.
No one asked for Small Tusk's opinion.
Narjak was Akrog's sire. If anyone knows what he would have wanted, it is Akrog.
What? Has Akrog become a lightling now, where blood ties matter more than one's tribe? It is true, Akrog is Narjak's cub, but that makes him no closer to Narjak than any other kin.
Nerbok speaks true, Akrog. He may be Narjak's cub and feel a strong bond to him, but a cub belongs to the tribe, regardless of his sire. That is what Magwa's laws demand.
There. Listen to Grungwar.
Sire Narjak was the last firstborn of the Trolls, and the greatest chieftain there ever was. He deserves to leave this world with honor.
Zazka could not agree more.
If everyone got what they deserved, every worker would have their own iron beak. Make no mistake, Nurbok treasured Narjak like he treasures Grungwar. But Narjak was a great chieftain because he put others first. Surely Akrog knows that, after what his sire did for Nurbok and Akrog both.
Akrog knows, Nerbok. But what honor have the trolls left if they let these rotten brittle bones crush even their most sacred traditions? Now, can Nerbok kindle the Hexstone?
He can. Oh, and Zaska Smalltusk?
What?
Nurbok knows the Smalltusk has been scheming. He will keep an eye on him.
Then how will he see where he is going?
What was Nerbok talking about? About Zazka's scheming?
Scheming makes it sound very bad. He will tell Trusted One Akrog after the devouring.
Kin should not have secrets from each other, Zaska.
And Grungwar would know all about that, no?
This looks interesting.
Let Zazka get
What is Agrog waiting for? They need to bring the tears to the Bonekin.
Why would Nerbok accuse Zazka of scheming?
Ask him himself. The small tusk is standing right there.
And he was about to say the same thing. Akrog, Zazka will tell him after the devouring. Now is not the time.
Fine. That bear, Nerbok crushed it?
Nurbok crushed it, but it was already hurt when he came here.
Maybe a bonekin hunter killed it then.
Or a brittle bone.
Anuk's eyes have scouted the jungle. They say there is no one in sight, neither Brittlebone nor Greenskin.
True. Well, it will be a good meal for the ill and wounded. Nurbok will take it back to the tribe.
A wise idea. Best ask Crumb who needs it most.
Akrog will leave now.
He will. But there is something else he has to look into first.
Sharp tusks and thick hide, then.
Let Grungwar take a closer look. Grungwar will go there. At his service.
Interesting. Probably.
Something about this jungle always makes Akrog's hide crawl.
The blood drop in the cradle. It is full of Magwa's power, making life and plants flourish all around it.
Pity all that power does beak shit to keep the hunters and slavers away.
Is something wrong, Zaska?
No, of course not.
What is this?
By the Holy Hide, if it is not chosen Chieftain Akrog Bone Crusher. Cabrax was about to ask the bones if something happened to them.
Chieftain Cabrax, Magwa prays. It is true, finding the tears was harder than they thought. The Brittlebone ruin was swarming with bugs.
Good for the tears, bad for the many Brittlebone treasure hunters who searched them. Ha! Come, show him. Ah, good. Very good. Mugwa will be pleased. Now all they need is a tooth.
A sacred pierce stick. The Bonekin have none of their own.
Oh, of course they do. But the Moonkin will need to shape their own for their sacrifice.
Speaking of the sacrifice, has the Moonkin's bloodgiver arrived yet? Anuk? When Akrog left to find the tears, the Moonkin Eye Master said he could not be found.
Oh, he has arrived, it is true, a few hours ago. He wanted to be alone with his prayers, though, so Cabrax let him and his trusted one into the shrine. Cabrax understands, of course. Being a bloodgiver is a great honor, but it may not feel that way right now.
Are the sacrifices truly necessary? The Moonkin have lost so many kin already, especially after the last hunter attack. It feels like a sin to kill another, even for the devouring.
Cabrax understands, Akrog. But without the blood sacrifice, the Bone King cannot summon Mugwa's cub, and without the cub as a river for her hex power, they cannot give the chieftain's power to the chosen chieftain. It is a great price, but a troll must pay it.
Akrog still understands not why the bones chose Anuk. The Moonkin need all the healers they can get, and his trusted one will be crushed.
Grangwa told Akrog, the bones are the will of Magwa, and when she decides, the kin obeys.
Elder Grungwa said it, but Cabrax will speak long prayers for his trusted one.
Oh, splendid. That solves the problem.
Zaska, show respect.
Akrog understands. He will talk to him once Cabrax allows them into the shrine.
Akrog should. Itzkar, the Bonekin Bloodgiver, would like to speak with him too, but they will cross that swamp when they come to it.
How can they shape a tooth? Grungwar said it. It is a sacred weapon.
Just like how the Moonkin shape their other weapons. All Akrog must do is find a hexed brittlebone weapon, scrap it, then have the Moonkin Master Scrapper use the parts to shape the tooth.
Can they not use the Bonekin's tooth? The Moonkin have no time.
No. If the Moonkin want the Bonekin to do the devouring, they must respect the tradition.
All right. Akrog meant no disrespect. Where can they find a hexed brittlebone weapon, though?
Oh, there are many places in this jungle. But Cabrax believes he heard the Moonkin's Master Scrapper, Zaramuk, speak of a brittlebone hideout up north.
His name is Zeramak. But good, Akrog will speak to him. Sharp tusks and thick-hide, chieftain.
Is that a Moonkin saying? Ah, Cabrax likes it. Sharp tusks and thick hide.
Full not breast
All
forward.
right. To the tribe camp.
They should look for Noag too. Let them hope he has done nothing silly.
They will. Moving now.
What is that?
What is it that Warrior Nog needs?
Well, he feel foolish to ask.
Just speak.
Well, Tamer Julog, he say anything about Nog?
Like what?
Well, there is no good way to say it. Talag, Julog's trusted one. Nog there when hunters kill him.
Talig. Akrog remembers. That was many moons ago, was it not?
It is true, but Nog still remembers all too clearly. Talag fight like a true warrior, and Nog by his side. But then the hunters get too many, and Nog gets scared and run. He even hear Talag scream as the hunter untusk him and... Well, no matter. Nog want to ask Akrog if Julog would forgive him if he apologized for leaving Talag. Akrog has the gift of spirits, so he can know thoughts of the tribe, no?
I'm sorry. Akrog cannot read thoughts.
No? But he is blessed by Mugwa, and...
All the gift of spirits does is make him sleep badly and hear voices in the wind. But sometimes he wishes he could read thoughts. It would make things easier, especially now that he is about to be chieftain. Nog should just tell Julog he is sorry after the devouring. Let Julog decide whether to forgive him or not.
Nog see. Akrog is right. He must ask and hope for the best. Sometimes that is all a troll can do.
Nog speaks true. Now sharp tusks and thick hide. Akrog must prepare the devouring.
Sharp tusks and thick hide.
Let Zazka get a prod.
Chosen chieftain Elder Grafer. Mugwa prays.
Mugwa praise.
Hello to Julog, too.
Are the beaks well?
Well, most are, but Zekil and Urak starve. Crumb gave them some herbs against hunger, but they are still restless. How goes the devouring? The sooner the Moonkin can move on, the better.
They are still preparing it. Sharp tusks and thick hide, Julog.
Sharp tusks and thick hide.
What on Urgath is this? Grungwa is here.
Interesting.
No little blood. Strange.
Hopefully he did nothing foolish.
Old fur worries too much. Noah can take care of himself.
Maybe, but he is still the Moonblood, and they must not lose him. They should ask Crumb. Maybe he knows something. Let Grungwa take a closer look.
Ah, chieftain back? Good. What he need?
Akrog needs Zeramak to shape something. To crush things.
What he need? He is strong. He can beat this.
How feels he now?
Better. Speak true, Crumb. Warrior Higrak, he die.
The brittle-boned stab-stick missed the heart. In a few sundowns, he will walk again.
Good. Good.
Elder Grongwar, chosen chieftain Akrog, hunters Aska, Mugwa praise. Crumb is glad to see they are back safely.
Mugwa praise, Shepherd Crumb, kind soul. How are the wounded?
Not well. Nagik and Tap will not live to see the next sundown. Igrak might mend, or he might not.
Might not. But Crumb told him he would be fine.
Sometimes a bit of hope and trust is enough to heal the worst of wounds. What of the devouring? Is it ready?
Almost. The Bonekin need a few more things. Would Crumb know where Little Blood is? Akrog went to his shelter, but he was not there.
Strange. No, Crumb has seen him not. But he was very upset about their sire the whole day. Poor Noag. He still thought Ken lived forever.
Akrog will see if he can comfort him.
He should. Though this would have happened one day. Kin dies, and there is nothing a troll can do. It is a painful lesson they all must learn. And even though a troll should treat every moonkin as kin, it is no secret that the death of a trusted one or same blood can hurt more.
Either way, they need to find Little Blood. Has Crumb any idea where he went?
No, but he is sure he went not far. They should look in the jungle.
All right. Sharp tusks and thick hide, Crumb.
This looks interesting.
Ah, Grorek. It is good to see him. Grorek.
Oh, sorry. Chosen chieftain must excuse Grorek.
No need to be excused. But how is Krazek? Is he showing signs of healing?
Not yet, chosen chieftain. Krazek still has a fever, made worse by the blood rot. For now, the old fool slumbers.
Is his sickness so serious?
Grorag hopes not. Shepherd Crumb gave him some herbs to make him sleep.
It is kind of Grorag to watch over Krazek.
It is no trouble. He would do the same for Grorag. Probably.
A curse on the blood rot. Akrog thinks he has not seen Krazek sleep before.
He looks so peaceful, no? He still farts as much as ever, though. Grorag thinks that must be a good sign.
Let us hope so. Krazek is fortunate to have Grorag here with him. Sharp tusks and thick hide.
Grorag thanks the chosen...
Ah, chieftain back! Good. What he need?
The Moonkin need to craft a tooth. Can Zeramak help with that?
Tooth? For eating?
No. The holy weapon for the devouring. They have the pointy end, they just need a brittle bone pierce stick with hex power. Kabrak said the scrappers found a brittle bone hideout up north.
Ah, the cave, true. It locked, but the scrappers find shiny metal to open it. Here, how it called?
A key. The scrappers went in already.
Not yet, because there are Erics and other creatures. But Chieftain and Grungmore strong. They can squish them. Maybe they take Little Moonblood too? He's so strong.
Maybe. Speaking of Little Blood, has Zeramak seen him?
Bit ago he have, but not now. Maybe he sleep in shelter?
Akrog will look. Either way, they will be back with the brittlebone pierce stick. Zeramak should stay ready.
He will. And Slig? Best ask now.
The chosen chieftain might be able to help Slig if he has time. Just contact him when he
promises
can.
never to insult Krazek again. Or maybe just once a moon. On his way.
Going now.
Destroy them!
Can Zazka help? Go join the worms! Time to move on. What is that? Let Grunwa take a closer look. This way.
Should be Nerbok. Akrok too young. Also, Kutuk know why they call him Bone Crusher. Oh, Chosen Chieftain.
They will not get away from Zazka! They will die next. He is going. Zazka is listening. What on Urgath is this? Interesting. Probably. Let Grunwa take a closer look. Head towards certain doom. Sure, why not? Let Zazka get a proper look.
Ibrak, Kutuk, the blood for the tribe for the blood.
Elder Greyfur, Chosen Chieftain Akrog. The blood for the tribe for the blood. Hunter Zazka.
I Kutuk. I Brag. How wonderful to see them.
What are they doing out here? Scouting?
I Master Anug tell them about strange sparkles in the jungle, so they go see.
Is nothing here, though.
Akrog heard them speak about him. Ibrak thinks Nerbok should have been chosen chieftain, and not Akrog.
He must hear wrong.
Well, that is enough to convince Zazka.
Shut up, small tusk, or Ibrak will make ugly face even uglier.
Kin harms kin not. Now speak true, or stay silent.
What he want Ibrak to say if they heard all?
Nothing. But Akrog will say this. He knows he is not as strong as his sire yet, but he will earn the Moonkin's respect.
Ibrak sees.
Good. Now, another question. Have they seen Little Blood? Noag. He is not in the tribe camp.
He not? They see someone go through bushes up north, but they think it one of Zaramak's scrappers. Now that Akrog say it, he probably too tall for scrapper.
Tall sounds about right. Let them hope he did nothing foolish. Strange sparkles. What meant, Anuk?
Ibrak and Kutuk asked themselves the same thing. He say the air wavy, like over a fire.
Grungwar, any idea what that could be?
Maybe X-Power. Hard to say. Green spot mushrooms, maybe.
They make the nearby air wavy.
Could be. It is true.
Speaking of I Master Anuk, where is he? He was not in the camp.
East of the cradle with few others. They say Crumb's beaks find nest of araks out there. Good for eating.
What sorts?
Kutuk no sure.
Let them pray to Magua. They are blood fiends then. Their flesh is the most nourishing.
All right, they will leave now. There are many things to do. Sharp tusks and thick hide, eyes.
Sharp tusks and thick hide.
He will lead the way.
Grungwa will go there.
All right. Zeramak said the case prepper Slig Stoutheart. He wanted to speak with Akrog?
It is true, Chosen Chieftain. Sleek knows this is a strange time to be asking him for a favor, but Chosen Chieftain Akrog has always been happy to help the Scrappers before.
He has, it is true. And what sort of help is needed this time?
Oh, the usual. Sleek needs to bring back as much scrap as he can, so that he and the Master Scrapper can keep up with the need for weapons, armor, and all that stuff.
He needs Akrog to carry scrap?
No. Just shield Slig while he finds what they need. He gets so carried away with sorting that he would not even hear Mugwa's cub. It became sneaking up behind him. There is a crumbling brittlebone place southeast of here, where Slig might find some lovely scrap. Chosen Chieftain knows where Slig means.
He knows. He was there not so long ago, looking for Mugwa's tears.
Perfect. So, has the Chosen Chieftain time to help Slig, just like in the good old days?
He has not really the time, but he cannot say no to Slig. What is his plan?
Mugwar prays. The Chosen Chieftain is so kind. Slig will meet Chosen Chieftain Akrog outside the Brittlebone ruins. It will not take Slig long to find out what he needs. Hopefully.
It had better not. Akrog will meet Slig there.
All right. He will see him soon.
Time to move on.
If he insists.
He is going.
Go on, crush!
They hear?
Noak, quick.
Go squish!
Interesting. Problem.
They see Noak strong. He make Eric go squish. He do same for Brittlebone, who kills Sire. All of them.
As long as he leaves a handful for Zazka.
Zaska get 5. Noak 5T. 50. Why is Noak out here alone? It is dangerous. Maybe for old Grumph, no for Noak. He's strong. He is, but he is also the Moonblood, and the tribe needs him. Hunter Eric was killed by a wild wyvern just a few sundowns ago. What? Noak, not Eric. And tribe like Noak cause he's strong. How he can stay strong if he always hiding in his shelter?
not about hiding. It is about being strong together with the tribe. It is true, Little Blood can crush many Erics alone, but he will still only be one troll. The Moonkin together, though, they could crush all the Erics on Urgith.
No, I understand. But tribe need be stronger then, lots stronger. So next hunter attack, they will crush them all and build shelter from their bones and feed their flesh to the Moonkin cubs. Mugwa septic utters, Noag. Take a deep breath. The hunters are not here. But will be! And if Noag been stronger last time, Sire would still be here and
Oh, Little Blood. Calm. Be calm. It is not his fault Sire is dead.
Is. Everyone say Noag Moonblood. Noag blessed because he's so strong, but he not. When hunters came, he can do nothing. Nothing.
And neither could Akrog, or anyone. Noag is a Moonblood, it is true. But Sire was a First Blood, 10 times stronger than even Nurbok. It is good to grieve kin, and it can be good to be angry. But Little Blood must not let this anger turn into despair. Else he will, one day, do something bad.
Sire always say the same thing. Big Blood right. Noag sorry. He be calm now.
It's all right, Noag. They all understand. So he just went out here to show the tribe he is strong and to unleash his anger?
No, not only. He needs something from the Eric. It's... how say... guts?
Should Sazka dare to ask why?
It's surprise for Crumple Noag make with Zeramak. Noag can take guts, Big Blood?
Sure, but he will accompany them afterwards. It is better this way.
Akrog is ready.
Rat them! They go back to Zeramak now?
Soon.
Noag go look.
Chosen Chieftain, over here!
Slick, there he is.
It was good of Chosen Chieftain Akrog to come. Is he ready to shield Slick?
He's ready.
Oh, wonderful! Let them see how much lovely scrap is waiting for them in there.
What is this?
Mogwar's tusks! Look at this place! Slick's not sure where to start!
Slick should keep his voice down. He was right not to come here alone. Akrog is sure there are enemies around every corner.
Let Akrog see.
He go there. That way?
Grunwa is ready.
Keep those Araks away from Slig.
Worry not. Akrog will crush them. Just get that scrap.
He will. Ah, this makes a nice change from all the thinking Slig has been doing lately.
What thinks he about?
Slig will tell him if he promises to keep crushing those Araks. Well, Slig likes to think about the trolls he knows. And the ones he has known.
Has Slig lost someone close to him too?
It is true. But not as recently as the Chosen Chieftain, of course. Slig likes to remember his old friend Zanuck.
Zanuck? Akrog knows not that name.
They have been friends since they were cubs. Slig will never forget the day when Zanuck asked him to be his trusted one.
What happened to him?
The blood run took him. He got hurt out in the swamps, and it seemed like he was getting better. But then, the rot took over and he was gone. Slig was with him when he died. He hoped Zanuck knew he was there.
Together, to the very end. That is the promise trusted ones make. Akrog is sorry Slig lost him, and in such a way.
Chosen Chieftain speaks true. Anyway, there is no time for moping. There is scrap to be found. Slig thinks this might be the last of it. Oh, rotten Araks again!
Akrog will take care of them. Is he nearly done?
Slig is a fast worker, Chosen Chieftain. They can head back in a flash. Unless he is not in a hurry to return.
Well, there is just so much to take care of. He would like to help Slig for longer,
But duty calls. Slig understands. It cannot be like the old times anymore, and at once he is Chieftain. The Chieftain can still have fun, though. He should not forget.
He will try not to. At least Little Blood is good at reminding Akrog to be less serious.
Oh, that is good. Noag Moonblood makes them all smile. He is such a sweet troll behind that thick hide and those strong arms. The tribe is lucky to have... Now Slig really cannot carry anymore. He will run back to Zaramak, so they can use this scrap straight away.
That was actually quite fast work. Akrog is glad he found what he needed.
It would have been a lot slower if Slig needed to fight those Araks first. Slig thanks the Chosen Chieftain for keeping him safe.
It was no trouble. Well, only a little trouble.
A little trouble. Sounds like Slig. Come back and find Slig when Chosen Chieftain gets back to the tribe. He has an offer for him.
He will. That way. What should he do?
This looks interesting. Moonblood, he is back. It is true. What on Urgath is
Akrog is glad to see Slig made it back safely with such a burden. Was Master Scrapper Zaramak pleased with him?
Very much. He and Slig are grateful to the Chosen Chieftain.
They are welcome. Maybe it helped Akrog a little to help Slig.
Look, once the burial is done and he is used to being Chieftain, he should let Slig cook a meal for him. Slig owes him something tasty for giving up his time on such a day. He can bring Noag Moonblood too. They will toast to a brighter future.
Akrog would like that. Remind him again after the devouring.
It is a deal. Sharp tusks and thick hide, Chosen Chieftain.
Sharp tusks and thick hide, Slig.
What's up?
What is this?
Moonblood! Mugwa prays he's safe! Zaramak no see him since sunup. Where he go? Out in wild to find Eric Gert, but he should have gone with kin. He's sorry. He Moonblood. Noag no need be sorry to lowly Zaramak. He do what Mugwa tell him.
Little Blood? He wanted to give Zaramak something?
True. Here, Noag found... It's so sticky.
Smells as nice as it looks.
True, could work. Can Chieftain give Zeramak moment? Look, pretty, like Zeramak.
What is this? A hammer?
A song bone, like greenskin slave drums. But this one makes long sounds like an iron beak's call.
They mean music?
It is true. This is for Crumb, then, Noag. What is the occasion?
They see.
All right.
You're ready. What next?
Let Grungwa take a closer look.
Where was Noag? Crumb got worried.
Make something for Crumple.
Just show him, Noag. He will like it.
Here, gift.
A song wood. No, a song bone. But how did Noag make this? And why is he giving it to Crumb?
Zeramak helped Noag make it. And he, well, Crumple always helped Noag, just like Big Blood, Zaska, and Sire. Noag he want to ask.
Oh, spit it out already. He wants to make Crumb his trusted one, no?
It's true.
That is very kind of Noag. Crumb will gladly be Noag's trusted one.
Well, it is settled then. Shepherd Crumb Kind Soul and Moonblood Noag just struck the bond of trust.
Noag, thanks. He will be good trusted one to Crumple.
Calm, little blood. You can speak with Crumple again later. There is much to do.
His same blood is right. But Crumb thanks Noag again. He will start making sounds as soon as he can. If these old fingers allow it, that is.
Grungwa is here.
He is strong. He can beat this.
Moving now.
Going now. You find out. What this?
Bloodburn. That was the name of the hex plague that had caused the rot 600 moons ago. It came from a land far across the water, and its bite was felt by the races in different ways. Elves were barely affected. Brittle bones died slowly. Green skins quickly and brutally. The blood burn was weaker on Urgath, but it affected its creatures nonetheless. The trolls were left cursed with weak flesh and cubs who died before they could be born.
All right. A tiny pierce stick with hex power, Gabrak said. Let them find it.
And keep their crush sticks ready. Zeramak said there were beasts.
You will lead the way.